giving a slight edge to LGD here.
And in that sense as well, it's talking about the fast tempo you want to play against the anti-mage. Are we going to see some kind of unorthodox laning? Are we going to see extra heroes being put down on that bottom lane at the start?
I think we're going to see a dual offlane, yeah.
Most kills.
I think it's going to be Zhao Wait and then +1, maybe Banana in the offlane. Because you want the Shadow Shaman to be in the safe lane, I think, most of the time. YapzOr's just getting punched in the face here.
God bless him.
Come on, no one, get it together here.
Oh, we're seeing this. Aye. Yeah.
I mean, Zhao Wait pretty much only has one void left and then he's out of mana, so he doesn't have any clarities of his own.
Oh, bless him, Era. Could only afford one half of the Golden Blades. He wins this match and he manages to climb up a few ranks.
Oh my god, is he doing that just to trigger me? Because it's working. That is the ugliest AM ever. I'm gonna have words with him after this game.
Era. That's it.
30 seconds to battle.
I mean, I think that people get irritated playing against anti-mage anyway.
Yep.
But if you're losing to like the ugliest anti-mage ever, you're just like instantly mad.
We'll see how effective this strategy is.
It's the tilt tactic, dude. It works. There are some players, you know, you gank them once or twice and they check out for the game. Some players, you have ugly cosmetics and they're gonna play worse.
Ah, easy D-ward there for LGD. And an easy rune, of course, for maybe as well. Quakefoot will grab himself the bottom. And lane-wise, what are we going to see? Well, aggressive, heading up top on the Lifestealer, supported up by M1Wise. Shadow Shaman, bottom lane. Jai, he'll be hanging around on the Night Stalker, seeing what he can get from the lane. Mid lane, maybe, on the Storm Spirit. Banana on the Zelda Titan, he may actually head down and join forces with the Night Stalker to put some pressure on the AM. On the side of Escape Gaming, Quakefoot on the mid TA. Already we are seeing Kezu avoiding the offlane. Straight to the jungle on the Beastmaster. YapzOr's going to be running around on that roaming Mirana. Cinderin on the support Disruptor. Of course, Era on this anti-mage. So what do we think about these lanes, especially this bottom one?
It's kind of what I was expecting, honestly. Disruptor and Mirana are not the strongest support combinations. Like, you're really going to want to hit arrows. I guess the strength of it is you do have dual range.
Ooh!
Nice dodge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cinder? He's fine.
Era.
I think.
Get away from my sins,
Oh,
sir.
he might not be fine.
Oh, the vision's there for the Void. LGD, they find themselves first blood.
Okay. So like I was saying, not the strongest support pairing. Disruptor just has, like, freaking no armor, low health. Very easy to punch. And that's not even with Orb of Venom that they killed him. That's actually quite surprising that he died like that.
Making sure that Era gets a bit of space now for the farm. As still very early days, but he's 2 for 2. Obviously the safe lane for aggressive going much nicer. Absolutely nothing he needs to be worrying about. Mid lane, Quakefoot. And maybe giving it some. 4-0 on Quakefoot. 10 for 1 on Maybe. The start, is this expected between these two heroes for the TA to certainly have the more troubling time?
Maybe it's just shoving the wave super hard. So the biggest issue with TA is that your wave clear is not really good until you get a couple of points into refraction, and then you start abusing side blades to push it out. But for the first few waves, I'd say the Storm can get a lot of CS. So kind of expected, but Quakefoot will catch up for sure.
I see YapzOr heading over towards the mid lane with a rotation. Courier's actually coming pretty far out here. I think the creep vision actually just spotted it out. Yeah, YapzOr's just going to continue to make the journey to look for that courier. They do realise. And
yeah, he sends it the other way.
They're trying to micro it away from YapzOr. Kezu just getting killed by the creeps obviously in the jungle. Yeah, how's his progress doing? It just headed back to pick up the boots on top of the tower. Bottom lane, Zhao continuing to do his best to bully Era. 10 for 7 on the anti-mage. Still understandably having a much harder time down up top. But we'll see if that changes now, because Kezu with the items, with the boots done, he is going to head into the lane and try and do his part to slow down Aggressive's Lifestealer farm. And YapzOr, he may have just hit the jackpot here. He's looking for that courier.
Oh my god, he's so close.
Easy, can't quite sniff it out.
Now he's going to get stapled.
If he rolls, forced back over to his half of the map. And this, of course, is going to alert Escape Game that they do have a bit more freedom down in this bottom lane. And Era, understandably, less scared of the Night Stalker's presence, as he is alone, Zhao. Wafer back in the mid lane, 14 for 1, 18 for 4. Starting to close the gap a little bit, as you said, as he gets these levels. Having a bit of a better time against the Storm, but it is still, indeed, maybe with the lead and the farm.
Yeah, maybe he's been playing this lane very well. You just run with the creep wave, right click TA. I'm pretty sure the way it works is with overload, you get 2 refraction charges per auto attack, because overload and the right click count as 2 instances of damage, so it can be pretty frustrating. Bottom lane? Oh, he's super tanky, never mind, he's fine.
Well, he's out of mana as well, so the damage isn't going to be there for the mana break.
Yeah, but this lane from Escape is pretty hard to manage, and Yapzor, he has to spend all of his time down here. He can't really rotate, because if he does, then Zhao 8 is gonna, oh, nice deny. That was so good, actually. That if he gets that rune, he just walks in and just continually spams Void until one of the other supports has to go back, and the lane gets pressured so much more. Like, that rune denial is massive for Escape's safe lane.
Well, talking about LGD's safe lane, though, so they now are using the space to try and push down this tier 1, and really just does continue to be a free lane here for LGD. Aggressive, getting a very, very, very safe opening to this game, and we saw what happened when that went on last game. It was not necessarily the best of situations for Escape Gaming to be in if Aggressive gets his farm.
He was pretty much unkillable in that game, though. And this game, I feel like the Lifestealer can be killed. You have a Roar, you have a TA. Like, these heroes are very, very good at killing LS, so...
Oh, bottom lane. Arrow just connects, and Escape Gaming, they'll be able to follow through and find the kill. Finishing Banana's Elder Titan. And Koifer maybe still playing around, but maybe just getting ready to go rather aggressive. He's got a bottle charge and he's level 6. Just going to be able to force Koifer right back here on this lane.
But yeah, this middle lane is... I mean, the fact that maybe he's still leading is a bit surprising, but I guess it's also difficult because it's a strict 1v1, and as soon as the Storm gets ahead and starts getting rune control, as long as he has mana to Remnant, he's pretty much always going to be able to shove the lane in. And TA is not like a built-in ranged hero by any means, so it's very difficult to get in.
So coming around, hiding in the tree line, maybe going to look for an arrow. He is going to try for one, but maybe able to juke it out. There's this water course here as well, so gave him the extra time to spot it as it came in, and there's a wrap around from LGD. They're looking to try and catch someone out here with Xiao leading the way during this nighttime. Banana on the high ground as well, being joined by Aggressive as much. So 4 heroes from LGD trying to just put pressure on this mid lane. Crossing Koifer right back out of the lane. Seems to give maybe a lot of space. Cinnamon running over for the cause. Oh, glimpse at Xiao 8 back nearly into an arrow there. Could have been brilliant, but just slightly off the mark from Yapzor.
It's a very hard combination, because you have to know where the glimpse is going to send him, and you don't really know until you see the dot on the ground, and then by the time you throw it, it might be too late. So, would have been pretty sick if he actually hit that.
Of course, whilst all this attention has been drawn on the mid lane, bottom lane Arrow's getting a lot of space, and here we have it. The Roar into Arrow, Banana comes through with a stomp, but Yapzor wasn't caught out, jumps in with the stomp, but not quite enough damage, and now the turnaround from LGD. They'll get the shackles off onto Koifer, and Koifer, no kind of backup there from the side of Escape Gaming, they have to retreat. LGD reacting very nicely there to the jump in from Escape Gaming with that Roar lead in from Kezu, as it just wasn't good enough to kill the Storm in time.
The stomp from Banana just bought him enough time to make sure that maybe it wasn't going to be dropping there. Without that stomp, he definitely dies, because it made everyone walk in a really awkward path. They got less auto attacks off. I'm pretty sure it hit Kezu on the high ground with the boars as well. So the extra added damage that you would normally have from those autos just never came in, and he was able to survive. So again, like you said, good reaction from LGD. Still playing the game the way that they need to in the early game. And once MMY hits that level 6, gonna have some pretty serious tower killing potential on the field.
Cinderin, support over on the side of Escape Gaming. He's looking for his level 6, but there's an angry Hellbear Smasher on his way, and Cinderin, he doesn't want to smash around with that. TP's away immediately. Absol coming back across towards the mid lane. Eyes onto Banana. Focuses around as well, but the TP back through from Maybe. It's going to mean that no kind of attempts are going to be made here for the time being. They have got Xiao 8 coming down for the rune. Kezu has got Raw, not the mana for it though, so A little bit awkward. There's the mana boost. Okay, now he's got the mana for the Roar. Drops it down onto Xiaowei, and there's no backup from LGD. They get the kill. Because meanwhile, LGD, they've got other things on their mind. They're looking for the bigger kills, looking for the cores, trying to find Quake, but they'll get it. Now they'll look towards Cinderin, trying to make this trade into a 2-for-1. But the arrow from Yapzor holds back aggressive. Stomp from Banana isn't going to clip onto Sind. But it is the 1-for-1 trade that LGD will be happier with, taking down the Quake for TA.
Yeah, LGD definitely want to play a hyper-aggressive style. Like, you don't pick Storm and Night Stalker, Lifestealer to not try to play an in-your-face style of Dota. So as soon as MMY hits 6, that's, again, going to be the kickoff of when the map control starts really favoring them, I feel.
Coming back into the mid, Quakefoot with Yapzor and Cinderin behind him. Nothing's going to go down at the moment. Error does continue to have this space down, but we'll switch over to the network, see how this is transitioning, and it very nicely as well. He's only a few hundred behind Aggressive, and if you go back to the laning stage, Aggressive did have a much easier start in the lane, so Error has really recovered on this anti-mage during this whole kind of period of the game where LGD have just been focusing their efforts elsewhere on the map.
It's true, and you also have to consider that Aggressive's playstyle is going to be fairly different from what Arrow wants to do. Arrow really only wants to hit creeps. He does not want to fight unless the Storm is like completely out of mana and he's like level 11, because level 1 mana void's pretty lackluster, so you definitely want level 2. Whereas Aggressive wants to be infested inside of the Storm and going for these fights. So as you can see, they're just all grouped up. They have the Mass Serpent wards. They're just going to be pressuring the safe lane. LGD want to push the pace. They're not the ones who want to sit back and continually hit creeps.
That spot an arrow, but immediately blinking away on the anti-mage is going to render LGD unable to control him. LGD, they'll finish off the objective, taking down the tier 1 at the bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Escape Gaming with 5 men, orientated around the mid lane. They themselves unable to find a tower from the side of LGD as of yet. But as you said, they're more focused on keeping control of their own half of the map and making sure that Error has the space that he needs to transition into that incredibly scary beast of a man on this anti-mage. He's still got a far way to go, but he's certainly on the right path.
I mean, you can tell by his itemization that he doesn't want to fight. Like, most anti-mages who want to try to contribute or play it a little bit more aggressively would just straight up buy a Vanguard instead. But he's gone for the poor man's shield into Ring of Health and then Claymore afterwards, so Era's game plan is pretty much entirely farming.
There we go, Glimpse back, it's going to be onto Banana. Static Scores big drop for this. It'll be a free and easy kill for Escape Gaming, but LGD, they want to do something in return, maybe jumping across. Xiaowei's popped the night time, but the Moonlight Shadow comes out, and between these two, they don't have any detection. So Escape Gaming will be allowed to walk it off. Eric continues to get the space he needs up top, and he may even be able to have a good shot at doing something about this tier 1 top, because LGD, they've got 4 men revealing themselves mid. Era knows he's relatively safe at this moment, and it may just be a straight tower for tower trade, but it's 1 man pushing one lane, 4 man pushing the other. So Escape Gaming happy with that objective taken.
All tier 1's dead, pretty much opens up the table for Roshan. The next Mass Serpent wards, I wouldn't be shocked to see LGD just walk into the pit. I don't really see Escape Gaming contesting that at all, especially if Static Storm is down. But I mean, LGD looks like they just want to continue to push. It is daytime, Darkness is on cooldown. I don't know if they're going to drop wards for this, we'll see. I mean, they know that Era is not coming to fights. There's just no way. So yeah, they are just going to go ahead and drop Mass Serpent wards on this. They're just feeling like they can get the bigger benefit out of having the map control and then go back for Roshan later, rather than go for Roshan and try to push without wards.
I mean, as you said as well, just the way that LGD would be looking to play to finish this one off before the anti-mage is a big enough threat. Do you feel that they are going at the speed that they need to?
Oh,
this
yeah.
game is going by far fast enough for LGD to be happy with their draft.
Absolutely. They just need to make sure that they get the rest of the tier 2s in Roshan in the next like 5-10 minutes and they should be fine.
Top lane MMY. Quite a bit of time with this. The Hex into Shackles, Era. Has a blink again in a second. Quake's turned up as well. In fact, Era jumps back in, looking to find the kill on maybe, but maybe still has some mana left for the Starfall. Yapzor Starstorm taking him down. Big kill for Escape Gaming, and a kill that slipped through the fingers of LGD as Era gets himself out alive.
That was way too greedy from maybe. Like, they don't even have to go for plays like that. That's the part about it that kind of makes you scratch your head, right? Because we're talking about all these tools that LGD have to do straight up push. Sure, getting a high priority kill on a hero like AM would be great, but him getting a Battle Fury isn't really stopping you from executing your game plan yet. Like, just the Battle Fury on the AM is not that scary. It's once he gets the Manta finished, and then the Basher is when it starts to become a little bit like, alright, maybe we need to address him. But for now, all they have to do is kill buildings and kill Roshan, and then pressure. Because every time Mass Serpent Ward's up, oh my god, that arrow.
And they had a ward there, sir!
Oh.
MN, why? Why didn't you look at the minimap?
That was disgusting. He like hit the arrow with the creeps there and everything. That was sick.
So that was... Creeps there, Observer wards, Yapsor, he don't give a shit.
I mean, there were people joking the other day about that's why Yapsor played with Sing Sing to learn how to play Mirana. And now the student has become the master.
Maybe Yapsor is Sing Sing.
Maybe he is.
When did you last see Sing Sing?
That's a good point, actually.
Exactly.
I mean, I've seen Men in Black. I know how this works. Just like Sing Sing is inside of Yapsor, just like controlling him like some kind of robot.
With arrows like that, I want to be inside of Yapsor.
Oh god.
There we have it. Smoke from Escape Gaming. Let's see what they can kind of set up here. Already LGD moving away from the mid lane. Well, that seems to be where Escape Gaming were looking to make some action happen.
Okay. It's a nice kind of bait. They're just like baiting AM a bit.
They're reading this nicely.
There's a scan. The LGD are fully aware of what's going on.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I guess the bigger question
Dire's
is,
structures are
do
fortified.
LGD feel confident enough to just run at them? Because I think with their lineup, they can probably take a fight. AM's still quite a ways away from being the super threat. Quakefit doesn't have his Deso. And LGD have just an abundance of wards out on the map right now.
No, they do. The vision game is strong.
I mean, that's the benefit of having the Night Stalker too, right?
Yeah, and the Ag's halfway done. Well, like 3/4 of the way done at the moment.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And if the game continues to get played at this pace, there will come a stage when the threat of the Storm Spirit with the Lifestealer and the Night Stalker together will be too much, and Escape will have a very hard time getting out on the map, even with the Beastmaster. And that's why we often see the Night Stalker as being the common counter to the hero. Just the restricting a vision is incredibly powerful, so... For now, LGD just kind of walking across the map. There is no tier 2 safe lane, so I guess they're just looking to establish control over the jungle before they try to go for anything like Roche or maybe go for the tier 2 mid. I still feel like killing Roshan is probably the play though, because pushing into mid is much harder than pushing into bottom.
Yeah, I guess what with the wards and the likes, they can do a relatively quick LGD.
Oh yeah, they can kill it for sure.
And Escape Gaming, what they do have for the area of control with the Disruptor. Other than that, there's going to be chances for LGD to prepare themselves for a Roshan 5-on-5. Well, we'll see if there's even going to be the chance for Escape Gaming to get over there. As LGD indeed head straight in, no messing around. It looks like, yeah, Escape Gaming, they have got time to head over there. But it looks like that's not their mission at the moment. They just want to try and take down this tier 1 mid. Banana doing his best with the Spirit to keep their attentions focused on this mid lane and the space there for LGD to do the Roshan. But it is not the quickest of Roshes. There's still time for them to come over.
That's because they don't have the Lifestealer. The Lifestealer was top. He was just sitting in a dragon, like messing with Era. He's not at Roshan, so that's why it's not dying.
Aggressive.
So they just like
Dire's
pop
top
wards
tower
and
is
the Roche
under
pit, and now
attack.
they
Okay.
don't have it. It's a very questionable play.
All right.
I mean, they were overly concerned about the AM split pushing and the time that it would take them to kill Roshan, but the reality is when you go 50-50 and you don't bring everyone, you're actually taking more economical damage because
they don't achieve anything.
They still lost their tier 1. Now Roshan is at half. They have to wait for another set of wards to do it safely, and it's daytime. So that was definitely not the call. I don't know if somebody told him to go top and slow the push, but...
Maybe he just wanted to be a dragon.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a dragon. Just be a dragon with your team. Don't be a dragon across the map messing with an AM. Like, you have 0 kill potential. You're not going to stop him from farming.
And at the end of the day, it just ended up dragging them down.
I'll give you that one.
Thanks.
It's fine. I give it like a 5 out of 7.
Oh, Cinderin shoved in. Well, there we have it. The catch is there onto Banana into the Static Storm. Yapsor moves in with the Star Storm. Goodbye, Banana. And this is the space that they need. One pick off the Elder Titan, an incredibly disruptive hero around the pit, not in the game. They have a Deso on Quake for an Escape Gaming.
They're
make
like,
quick work of the Roshan.
They're like, oh, it's already at half health. Thanks, LGD.
To the Radiant.
Seems good. That was such a bizarre play from LGD, honestly. I have no idea why they would do that. Maybe they were feeling actually confident that they could get everything. You know, like the saying, have your cake and eat it too. I feel like that's what LGD wanted out of that situation, but that was a huge loss for them. They lost
Yeah,
2 towers, they lost Roshan, they get absolutely nothing in return. The only nice thing for them is the fact that now the Night Stalker has eggs. That's the only good takeaway.
But at the same time, Era's got his Mantle Style done.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's-
that whole kind of, first 18 minutes of the game where you've got that worrying period for the anti-mage, it's over. Era, he doesn't have something obviously like a Dazzle or any kind of defensive support backing him up. Because of the Moonlight Shadow, that's about it. But the fact that he's got the Manta done, it's going to be very hard for LGD to deal with this man. They do have the Blink Dagger, of course, on MMY Shadow Shaman, so there is catch. But Era, if he continues to play the way he has so far this game, he's going to be so hard to deal with.
That's eventually going to come to a stage where even having the catch of the Shadow Shaman is not going to be enough. You're going to need more. I guess they're going for Death Zone now on Blightstealer, or is that Blightstone just for show? I'm not sure if he bought that after the SNY or if he had it
Or
before.
if he traded it out. Good question.
I don't actually remember if he had it from before. But either way,
I mean, Deso is
Death Zone's good on
understandable
Blightstealer
at
for
this
sure.
stage, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it helps you hit the buildings. And the Death Zone synergy with the Mass Serpent Wards and pushing potential is obviously very good too. So I'm liking Death Zone a bit. He could also go the route of Basher or like Basher into Blink or something like that. We commonly see Lifestealers buy that item.
I do like this as well. You know, I was saying about the fact that Escape Game maybe, you know, there's the lacking of defensive supports. Yep, so it looks like he's going Force into Lotus Orb. So drop
Lotus
it on
is
Era,
super
keep
good.
that man alive, allow him to get out every time.
Yeah, Lotus is incredible this game. Most of the time we see Yapsor, he just goes straight Axe, but like you mentioned, they need something for save. So it's very good adjustment. Moonlight Shadow gonna be popped here.
Yeah, this could be a good start for Escape Gaming if they can get the wraparound.
Xiao 8 has a gem though.
What you can see, Xiao 8, of course, with that masterful vision, he knows that they're there. Escape Gaming, they must know that he's got those items. Checks it out, Kefi jumps forward, looks for the Roran, the Night Stalker, looking to take him down quite, but turn him over the Desolator, they'll take it down. Static Stalker catches out aggressive, to get the rage out, doesn't matter. Kefi's falling low, maybe we'll find him, but Era doing so much damage, they'll take down a second. Double kill for the anti-mage, and LGD Ascent scattering across the map as they have to get themselves out of there, maybe. Needs to zip himself away. Era still has a mana void available.
Oh.
He's not going to do it though. He's not going to go that ballsy. They're happy with that trade.
They could have killed him, I think. Oh, it's not level 2 mana void. It actually would have been close. If it was level 3 mana void, I'd say he might have gone for that. That was such a good fight though. They roar the Night Stalker right away. They don't even have to use mana void to get the kill, so that way maybe he's already feeling apprehensive about going in.
Oh, Era.
Oh, he did, I think.
Now that's what I call throw. No, he did. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
Alright, well.
maybe getting a
was-
little too carried away with the thrill of.
I was just about to commend him for not using his mana void.
Oh, quite, but not you as well, sir.
Don't give him their gem back, bro. He doesn't have a TP.
Maybe he's there as well. He's got a fair bit of mana. Then he comes.
Yeah,
All right, well.
oh, he has Aegis. That's right. Okay.
Okay, maybe he's
This
out
is
of
fine,
match. Yeah, let's see if Escape Game can turn this. Quaker forced out. There's Duran's Bananas to hold him back, but aggressive, ready to go with a rage. Fighting out as Quaker. Refraction, keeping him alive for the time being. Can he actually get himself away
Oh,
from
they
these
passed the
boys?
gem.
No,
They passed the gem
can't.
to the Beastmaster. That was good.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. They passed the gem to Kezu and he blinked out. They knew he was gonna die. I was thinking for a second, like, why is he trying to body block him? And then I was like, ah, passing the gem. Got it. Okay.
But
Good
nonetheless,
stuff.
you
That
lose
was
your
a
anti-mage and you lose your TF.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
Like, really, really bad. Super over-aggressive. They got confident because they won a really big fight.
Yeah.
And they're just like, alright, boys, let's go. JK, we're dead. That was just a huge misplay. Probably about as big of a misplay as LGD dropping their wards in the pit and not having their Lifestealer there and just not killing Rush.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, is it? Not going to get gone on by Xiao. Well, he might do if that aggressor's able to get some sort of a wraparound. She's going to be moving together with a push. Wards are dropped as well. No messing from LGD. They want to make sure that they can take a bit more control of this map.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's see what Escape Gaming do in return. Actually, with the Moonlight Shadow, maybe going to see if they can find some sort of homing arrow. Isn't going to clip onto anyone on LGD, but it does force them back. Escape Gaming will be able to clear out the wards, and LGD's push onto the tier 2 will be unsuccessful for the time being. They're still hanging around LGD. Maybe ready for any sort of fight if Escape Gaming wants to try and kick it off. The Hawks still, they're giving them vision. That
was close.
MMY nearly getting caught out again by the arrow on the sidelines. Xiaowei is there, eyeing up error. They'll get themselves out, LGD. Oh, as I said, Xiaowei's still hanging around here. Got himself a bit of chicken.
I mean, the nice part is, for Escape, is denying the gem away from Xiaowei, that's big. Means they can't just get like free D wards the entire game. That's one of the most frustrating things about playing against Night Stalker, is once he has that combination of the Iron Talon with the gem, with the Aghanims, you suddenly lose all of your map control. But because the first engagement that he has gem, he loses it, and then even though Escape lose 2 important heroes, they don't also lose the gem. That allows them to maintain their side of the map. That is critical for victory against a hero like a Night Stalker. So now they're feeling confident in being able to get out on the map. They're going to get some D-warding done of their own, and now it's just when LGD feel comfortable taking a fight, there's going to be an Orchid done now on maybe. That could be a point in time in which they're feeling pretty solid. But at the same time, you mentioned the Lotus Orb. YapzOr has it now.
It's done.
So he's got the Dispel if he needs it. Still a very, very close game. I'm kind of leaning more towards Escape right now, just because I feel like LGD hasn't executed their game plan as well, but all that can turn very quickly.
And here we have it, dipping in, trying to kick it off with the Lotus Orb there. Aira's going to be fine for the time being. Static Storm, Outroar down onto Aggressive. The Ursula is flying, just going to clip onto Kezu. LGD moving in, see if they can finish off the kill. Silence onto the Beast Master, the arrow from YapzOr holds back Xiaowei. There's the Shackle onto Kezu. Aggressive, moving in, dishing out the damage. Gem now hits the deck, maybe. Zipping in, looking for more eyes on the side. With the mana point, blows maybe to pieces. Aggressive trying to man up against the anti-base, but the damage isn't quite there. Hex onto Quakefoot, but the Moonlight Shadow allowing him this chance to get away. LGD find themselves too, but of course in return they lost the Storm Spirit. Still, of course, slightly favorable trade there for LGD.
Ah, that was a huge mana void. And that is why we don't like playing Storm into anti-mage. So the problem with that fight for Escape is they start off and they drop a Static Storm kinetic field onto a raged Lifestealer, which was really weird because it looked like he was just sitting there in rage and then he just didn't really do anything at all. So then Cinder and Spells are all on cooldown. The Roar came out as well. So they use Roar, they use a Static Storm, it accomplishes like nothing. And then Kezu's in no man's land, stuck in trees, has to try to axe to get away. Bait Xiaowei into an arrow, but the problem is the rest of the spells are already down. So there's no follow-up damage. And because of that, the rest of LGD are feeling confident, they walk forward, and ultimately they just win the fight. Fortunately, we're able to get one return kill just in the back of Mana Void, and looks like Era is going to be forced into buying a BKB now, which I do think is probably the best choice. He's going to need an Abyssal after this. Without it, he is not going to have the lockdown necessary to deal with stuff like Lifestealer and the mobility of the Storm during fights. So I still say that Escape have a chance here, but as time goes on, it's gonna get more and more tricky for the AM because he's buying all these mid-game items, right? Like he buys Vlad's, he buys BKB, and when you have those items, you need to be winning the fights. If you don't win the fight with BKB, the investment is not worth it. So I think this says that Escape are feeling the pressure and they want to try to win the next couple of engagements.
See, maybe, yeah, it was hanging around the tree lines. The patience, will it pay off? Jumping onto Cinder, but they vortex each other. They sheep each other. Everything happening there as the Lotus Orb from YapzOr just saving Cinderan's backside. And Cinderan, he'll TP home.
YapzOr got...
Oh, he'll need to change his underwear, but indeed, the Lotus Orb from YapzOr doing absolute wonders against LGD's single target lineup.
It's gotta be so frustrating, because like all of Shadow Shaman's spells get reflected by Lotus Orb pretty much, except for Serpent Wards. That is really, really annoying. You can never shackle a Lotus Orb target. It's impossible. You just, oh, okay, well, I just instantly get interrupted. MMY. Doing what he can, though. He does have level 2 Serpent Wards now, so the damage output on those things is getting a little bit crazy.
Roshan's up, of course, though, and Escape smoked up, ready to go. BKB now complete on Era. This would be a great time for them to pick up the Aegis.
they can get a roar and then blink in with Manta BKB on something, it's dead. Like, they're just gonna kill it. There's no defensive supports on the side of LGD right now.
LGD, they should know this is going on.
This is so fast, though.
They did scan the movement over, but indeed, they're absolutely melting through Roshan. Not a chance for them to do anything. The Spirit comes through, but the Storm will be too late. It's going to catch Era, but what does it matter? They've already finished off Roche, grabbed themselves the Aegis on this anti-mage. Era with both BKB and the Aegis of Immortality ready for the next fight. And this could be the chance where Escape Gaming may be thinking about trying to turn this into a high ground push.
It's possible. With the BKB up on anti-mage and having the Aegis as well, it could be the little bit of push that they need. I mean, worst case scenario, they kill the tier 2s, right? I mean, that's still a huge influx of gold. It's more map control. I'm wondering if Escape are going to be feeling as hesitant about going to LGD's high ground as they were in the first game, because I feel like that ultimately is what made them lose. Just too much hesitation. But we will see. At the very least, like we mentioned, they push the lanes out, they get the map control. You know, maybe they get the Storm to go back to base. Yeah, he's already bailing. And then they kill the remaining tier 2s and go from there. As long as they maintain map control, I think that it's okay delaying the game. But the problem is when you're delaying the game against multiple really strong cores and the Night Stalker who can just restrict vision, that eventually some hero is going to get picked off. And then when that hero gets picked off from LGD, because they have such good initiation, the rest of your heroes suddenly don't want to go anywhere unless they're grouped up. And when you're grouped, you're not efficient. So the whole name of the game is be together, don't pick it off, try to force the enemy team back into their base, and then in that situation, it's okay to just keep delaying and keep farming.
Well, let's see what LGD has to say about this. This movement from Escape Gaming up on the top. 5 heroes ready to rock and roll. LGD do have the response with the full team heading over. Black Dragon, that's a bit of a favourite from Aggressive, and he's in it. He's ready to join the fight. He's a little bit out of the side of it, and actually going to focus his attention on pushing out mid lane. So Escape Gaming will know that he's not here at the moment. See what they can get done. Quafer, look to get the vision with the traps, and also sending the illusion from Aaron as well. And this, at the least, is forcing LGD right back away from the tier 2. Escape Gaming will look to have the space to find this tower. Aggressive has now decided to join the ranks of his teammates under the cover of the Black Dragon.
I mean, this game, when you're 5-manning, is a little bit different than the previous because there's not that Morphling who's just being a nuisance inside of your base. And yeah, their tower is taking a little bit of damage. They might ultimately decide that this isn't worth it, yeah.
Not wanting to stick around Escape Gaming for too long.
But the important thing is how they back. Because if they don't back as a team, then there's a good chance that Zhao 8 finds a pick-off, and you can see LGD are eagerly chasing. They're just looking for any opportunity they can to find some kind of return kill for that push, but they're not going to find it here. So a nice clean disengage there from Escape. LGD is still not able to find what they really want. They can use their wards now to push the tier 2, so Escape might lose something by not being able to force the engagement. And that's another BKB done on Escape. And as we were talking about, the Abyssal is going to be done soon on Era as well. That Abyssal Blade is so scary for a Storm player before Linken's. It's like, you can get roared, or you can get Abyssaled, and if that happens and the anti-mage is on you, you are almost 100% dead. It is just so difficult to play against that. So if maybe he can get his Linken's timing before...
Which I mean, it looks like it's going to be close.
He should be able to.
The Linken's should be sooner.
Yeah, he should be able to get Linken's before the Abyssal. That's going to be a really big key for him. Because otherwise he just gets Blink Abyssal by Era with BKB on him instead. If you can have the Linken's done, then you're forcing your Linken's to get popped somehow, and it just gives you that little window where you can react and say, alright, I'm out of here, or I'm going to dodge the anti-mage blink in or something like that. So it's very, very critical for him to get that done.
Because Escape going obviously with the Moonlight, but it was underneath this ward, so immediately LGD move away from the mid lane.
Top tower is under attack.
Escape Gaming realizing they won't catch anyone else out here, but they know that they've managed to clear this area.
They're in a much better spot too in this situation than they were in game 1.
Yeah.
Because again, the split push factor is not really as terrifying, and LGD are playing much more around their own side of the map than splitting up top and bottom lane like they were previously. This is a comfortable position, honestly, for Escape. As long as they're holding on to the Aegis, and as long as they don't take any kind of poor engagements or get overconfident like we saw earlier, Quakefa and Era dying back to back. If that doesn't happen, they can continue to control this game.
And as we were talking about, maybe obviously with the Lincolns done well in time before the Abyssals finished off by error. Indeed, it's going to be harder to catch him out at this point. It's pretty much going to be what, like a misplay could spell the catch of the Storm Spread. If he plays it well, it's going to be hard for Escape Gaming to deal with it.
For sure. And then it's going to get harder too because BKB comes after Lincolns. And then once BKB is out, there's only 2 ways to break Lincolns, and that's Roar and Abyssal. And you don't really want to have to commit both. You're going to need one for the Lifestealer, most likely, or one for whatever target you're going for, whether it be Xiao Wei or Aggressive or maybe. When the game goes this long, like it's 33 minutes in, but everyone has a pretty good amount of net worth. So your core items are already finished. It's going to come down to who gets the better engagement and who has the better plan.
And I mean, would you still say that it is LGD that are on a little bit more pressure than Escape Gaming to hurry this one up, or with the Lifestealer and the Storm, can they take it late?
Yeah, I think with Elder Titan they can.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Era's items, he hasn't built anything that's necessarily great against Elder Titan except for Vlad's, because that gives obviously the plus armor aura, right? But the rest of his armor just gets negated by ET aura, and then there's a Deso on the Lifestealer, so he can die very fast.
Oh, talking about dying fast, immediately jumping onto Yapzor. Ripped to shreds. LGD can they find themselves anything more? They're looking towards Sinner, and they've got him with the Vortex from Maybe. I think finding themselves a second successful smoke there from LGD that Escape Gaming all but walked into awkwardly.
This is a really bad timing to die. They were positioning for Roshan, and it's going to be up very soon. I think they might have time to get back, right? That's like a minute and a half?
No, it's a minute and a half,
give or take. So when they revive, they pretty much have to smoke instantly and just go try to either position for Roshan or get ready to fight around it, because that's going to be the next objective on the map here. But as I mentioned, the AM can get shredded if there's no Lotus Orb on him from Yapzor, or for whatever reason he gets picked off in a side lane, because the Lifestealer just does insane amounts of DPS.
In terms of aggressive build as well, well, it's this, Assault Cuirass is next on the menu.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is the almost de facto Lifestealer build. Some people skip S and Y in favor of getting Echo Saber nowadays, but I think that's mostly a player preference thing. A lot of people enjoy Echo because it gives you the mana regeneration that Lifestealer doesn't naturally build. And it also means that, you know, the Aloha Dance build was Phase Armlet, and then he would get Echo and then Daedalus, for example, and he would just go for like the burst build. So those are like the 2 variations that I saw the most. Nice snipe there from Era, having that courier vision with the Hawk.
No items on though, but indeed maybe at this stage he's going to slow down item progression for LGD in terms of getting stuff in and out of that secret shop, especially with Escape Gaming moving this deep across the map. Roshan, a few seconds and it will be back up for the taking. We'll see who's able to get their hands on that one as Escape Gaming.
Well, we're going to see the second timer, I guess.
Ah, yeah, sorry, yeah. That's the first one, isn't it?
It's 2 minutes, so it's pretty long.
Okay.
But the problem is when you have that timer, you don't know when it's going to spawn. So when those heroes die around the Rush Pit, all Escape is thinking about is trying to get back. Dragons are immune to arrows. You heard it here first.
Right, as you can see, this is absolutely the point of the map that both teams are incredibly fussed about keeping control of. Okay!
Alright.
Well,
that's what happens when your Iron Talon hotkey is right next to your BKB hotkey.
We did hear stories about the Chinese BKB, and Xiao Wei, he's found out that his is working absolutely perfectly fine.
Yep, just a test.
Well.
Fortunately, I don't think that's going to influence the Roshan fight, because it should be back up by the time it spawns.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
So he just wasted an extra second on this BKB. That's pretty much it.
Well, whilst this is going on, Quaker trying to use the time as wisely as he can. Has the boots to travel.
Escape are being more efficient right now about how they're playing it, because they have one hero farming the opposite side of the map. They know Roshan's not up yet. Okay, he's going to bots down bottom now. It's a very tense moment for both teams. If whichever team gets Roshan holds map control for the next 5-6 minutes. That's just how it's going to work. Unless for some reason one team has to commit way too many heroes to get Roshan and then dies. Which I suppose is possible.
Aggressive. His dragon's been taken away from him. That may tilt him. He does love those dragons.
He's spent most of the game in a dragon. Like every time I see him, he's just in a creep. Kind of makes me wonder how he has farm. Alright, Roshan up very soon.
Yeah, the time is about to tick down. This is going to be the point. Obviously, the moment. Escape Gaming have vision over the pit. Oh, hang on. He didn't walk that boar out before it spawned, did it?
He has a hawk. So
oh, he's good.
It's fine.
We're gone.
So both teams should know what's up. Koikva still being a nuisance, just pushing out that top lane.
I suppose maybe to come up here and maybe does just have a TP scroll. I get where they got the tier.
Oh, they killed us so fast. Maybe he needs to get here.
Yeah, they need to head over. Here we go.
Oh, they're going
LGD moving in, Xiaowei, ready with the wraparound. Nighttime's been summoned. They need to do something quickly. It's falling low, falling fast. There we have it. Maybe zips in. Ake is still there available as he's still on the road there, but it's been snatched by Koikva. He picks up the Aegis. LGD did get the kill. They've already killed Era. They'll get the silence on the Koikva. They'll kill him a second time. Escape Gaming falling to pieces around the pit, and maybe he's not done. Zip zaps onto the app, finding himself another kill with the help of Xiaowei. LGD's doing it there big time. Ah.
Era made a series of very, very bad mistakes there. Like, the first thing he did was he was unsure if he wanted to actually hit Roshan, so he started walking back and forth and not just hitting Rosh, which allowed enough time for the Earth Splitter to come in. Forces Koikva to pop his BKB preemptively, but Era doesn't BKB. So Era gets jumped by the Storm and the Lifestealer combination, just gets annihilated. As we mentioned, he can still die very fast in this game due to the ET aura and whatnot, because the Spirit was still inside of the pit. And because of him not popping BKB and not just hitting Rosh, that fight was just a total disaster. Like, that could not have gone any worse.
Nope.
They didn't get the Roshan last hit.
Nope.
They lost the Aegis instantly, and Koikva died twice.
I guess that's the one plus. LGD didn't walk out of it with an
Radiant's
Aegis.
middle tower
Yeah,
is under
but
attack.
still.
They don't care.
Still really bad.
Radiant's middle
LGD is like,
tower
well, we
has
don't need
fallen.
immortality.
He was incredibly hesitant. Koikva had the right idea. Like, he popped his BKB seeing the Earth Splitter saying, okay, if they jump on the Splitter, I'm just gonna instantly die. And he just preemptively gets it out. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. But little mistakes like that can just be the end of the game, because we are getting to that, you know, mid-late game stage where everyone's just dealing a truckload of damage, and one mistake and a half a second later and you're just dead. That is what happens. They are going to buy their second Vlad, so I'm assuming that Era's going to buy AC, right? Yeah, he's going to start buying it now. Because he needs an extra armor item. He realizes the influence of the Elder Titan aura at this stage in the game. In conjunction with the AC and the Deso on aggressive, he just dies in like 4 hits.
He just what trades out the Vlads for the AC.
Yeah, he's going to get rid of it because Kezu bought an AC. Or
Oh,
not an
yeah,
AC,
yeah,
he bought a Vlad's.
You're right, yeah. Kezu with the Vlads now.
I think he probably should have just bought an AC first, because I don't see you really needing Vlads anymore on AM most of the time. Especially since the Abyssal buildup includes Vanguard, which means you're never really losing health when you're farming even Ancients nowadays.
Ooh,
That
well,
is...
if he gets caught out, but no, they're going to have eyes on Kezu first. That's going to be the gem on the deck, though. LGD find themselves the gem from Kezu. Moving across, see if they can get themselves anything more, but immediately Escape Gaming backing up to the base. 50 seconds, though, with a man down.
Almost think it would have been better if Era died, because Era has buyback and he wasn't carrying a gem. And Kezu lost his gem, which I think is more economical damage than even the AM forcibly buying back here. I'm not sure though. It's maybe it's about the same. But either way, both pickoffs are very valuable for LGD, and they're starting to get the map control that they so much want at this stage in the game. Having almost perma night is going to be nice for them too. MMY just casually eats an arrow, no big deal.
They've got to be careful with this courier as well. I mean, LGD with this ward, they know what's going on. They know what's being built. They know that this could be the start of a secret courier mission to the secret shop.
It's daytime, he's not going to be able to snipe him.
So they're looking for it. They're like, where's
maybe
that courier? Where's that courier? We know it's around here. But they haven't started to move it up to the secret shop yet, so Escape Gaming will be fine. Now it's going to start to go. But at the same time, Escape Gaming maybe wanting to fight, Era. Looking to get eyes on them. There's a Lifestealer inside the Storm Spirit. Era just guarding the courier, saying, stay away from my chicken. But for the glimpse, the Static Storm, they caught out Xiaowei immediately with the BKB. Dropping it, visible over on the backside. They're losing the backside as this Case Gaming getting ripped to pieces as maybe zip straight past Era with a Lifestealer inside him. They jump out. Era has to get himself home. Kezu, he's nothing but a lamb for the slaughter as LGD take down a 4. Triple kill for maybe. Oh boy.
Jesus.
Storm Spirit Lifestealer, boys.
They just die so fast. There's nothing. I don't even think Yapsor used a single ability or item. He just exploded in like a quarter of a second. And that's just the advantage that having the Night Stalker gives you. They just saw all the heroes. So maybe he sees the initiation opportunity, goes in, blows up all the backline, and then all of a sudden your AM is alone. And it's like, alright, well, I'm an AM versus 5 heroes. I need to run.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
This is why I was saying at the beginning that LGD would have the better late game, because their vision control is just better. Kezu dying like twice in a row, losing the gem and whatnot, that this stage in the game, those kind of deaths just straight up translate into racks. And LGD will clean out a set of melee racks right there and back up and not lose anything for it.
Melee racks bottom gone, melee racks mid gone. 5 acts forced out from Escape Gaming as well. Really falling back down onto the back, but we can see they had this lead that they were slowly building. It never was a massive one, only came up to the 8k lead, but now that's all gone. Back in favor of LGD, and as you said, at this point of the game, it's going to be much harder for Escape Gaming to swing that back around against the powerhouses that LGD have now managed to create with their heroes. Already zipping in for more. He's on to Koitra and he's gone. There's no buyback on the TA. And LGD, they realize they're even ready to dive tier 3s here. Era will jump forward, but he can't get the catch onto Xiaowei. Kezu thinking about it, but hop in the raw, but it doesn't matter. LGD walking it off. Got that raw ready for the next push. LGD ripping Escape Gaming to bits now as it all is falling apart for Sind and the boys. Maybe coming in with aggressive. Cinder has gone. Era goes to the Epistle off, but they're looking for a crash. He caught. It's PKP off though. Era can't quite do enough damage. The bashes are there, but they've lost 3. They're going to potentially lose Era as well as he blinks out, gets the mana void. It's a big one. Is it big enough for a turnaround? It's only Yapsor and Era still alive. They need more kills out of this. They'll jump forward. Era. Also LGD back. It's Tony Xiao aggressive and MMY, but they know that this could be the finishing hurdle for LGD as LGD, they're brought back on Banana. He's coming in. 25 seconds before Koitra's back up, and here we have him again, maybe on Terra. Has been looked at all that. Can they keep him alive? Can he get himself out? He's down. He's got a buyback available though. He's back into the game. The racks, they're falling on the top. Escape Gaming really having their backs pushed against the wall here. They need something miraculous. And they're going to look for it now. Era jumps in, but again, heads up to Loki's off for Yapsor there. It's time, Era, he can't die him. Oh, he's gone. It's all over. GG is called. LGD once again saying, you want to take this one late, we'll finish you off and we'll make it painful.
What a performance from LGD. They were actually behind for quite a while in this game, and they had the poise under pressure that you really need, and it's one of the hallmarks of a truly great team is being able to say, we know that you're leading right now, but we're never going to give you the opportunity to actually end the game.